ready to make your own embellishments for your projects? We've just come out with the Simon Says Stamp and Cut shrink sheets. And for some of you, these may be a blast from the past. These come in a package of 6, and they're 8.5 by 5.5, so they fit in your large MISTI, and they're crystal clear. The thickness of the sheets are perfect for doing your stamping and also die cutting. For my projects today, I'm working with the glistening snowflakes, and there's some shapes that I want to work with that I think will die cut and shrink well. There are coordinating dies for each of the images that I can use to create some embellishments. For stamping onto the stamping cut, you'll stamp just like you would onto cardstock. The preferred ink to use is StazOn, since it's a solvent-based ink and it'll dry quickly and is permanent. I'll be inking up all of my stamps using the white, and I'll tap on the StazOn onto the image. If you feel it is a little bit sticky, you may want to try to re-ink your ink pad, and then I'll press it down onto the stamping cut just like I would paper. The stamps will want to stick to the stamping cut, so it's helpful to put your finger underneath just to release it. And now I have my beautifully stamped images, and I'm ready to decorate. You may want to clean off your stamps right away, and I'm using the Simon Says Stamp Ultra Clean, and this cleans the StazOn off the stamps really quickly and easily. To hold my dies in place, I'm using the Simon Says Stamp very low tech tape, and I'll be placing the tape just onto the die and the outside ridge. I don't want to pull up any of the ink from the stamping cut during the die cutting process. This is the exciting part for me, as we used to have to cut out all of our images, but the dies work perfectly and cut really easily through this thickness of shrink film. There's a few ways to color your stamping cut, and for this one I'm going to add some alcohol inks to a blender with a little bit of blending solution, and I'm tapping it onto the back side. When doing your color with the stamping cut, you'll want to always color to the back side so that you don't disturb your image that's stamped on the front. And once I have it well colored, I'm about ready to heat it up, but I want to show you really quick how light my color is in the beginning. It'll get much more concentrated once I heat this up and shrink it. Also, a quick tip, if you want to add a hole for a string, you want to do this now before you shrink it. So I'm going to place this onto my pet tool, and this is a really great surface to do your heating. And I'll be heating this on the higher setting of my heat tool. And I'll get in close, and I'll keep going in a circular motion until this starts to heat up. At first it doesn't look like it's doing anything, and once you see the small areas start to curl up, and here it goes, it's like the magic of plastic, it will start to ball itself up. It gets a little scary because you think, oh my gosh, I've ruined it. But once it's completely shrunk to the size, it'll start flattening itself back out. My suggestion to you is to be patient and continue. I almost picked it up, but I have to continue on until it releases itself and lays flat. And once I have it flat on my pet tool, I'm going to pick this up with my tweezers, and I'm putting this onto my glass mat, which I have really clean, and I'm going to lay our acrylic block over the top and give it a little bit of pressure, and this will make sure it lays completely flat. And once that's cool to the touch, I can examine it, and you can see how my color got more concentrated, but all those beautiful designs of snowflakes are so tiny and perfect. It also remains transparent since I used alcohol inks. This stamping cut shrinks down to 20% of its original size. Another way to color your stamping cut is to use acrylic paints, and it's suggested that you water it down so that it's not at full strength, and I'm using Tim Holtz Distress paint in the patina color. By using a little bit of water with your paint, it reduces the chance of bubbling. It's also nice to get a wash so that you can get that nice light color, since it will be more concentrated once you shrink it. Once I've completed painting my background, I will be letting this dry before I heat it up for the shrink process. Another way to color your stamping cut film is to use Copic markers. The alcohol ink will stay permanent once it's been shrunk. You can also use Sharpie markers or any other type of permanent marker that you'd like to add your color. And now I'm ready to shrink my circle, and again I'm using the high heat, and rotating and moving my heat gun around so that I don't stay in one area at a time. And it does start looking crazy before it flattens out. In the old days, we used to use toaster ovens or even your oven, and you could still do that. But I prefer using my heat gun so that I can see exactly when I need to remove the heat. So here it is starting to flatten out. I'm going to make sure that I get all the edges, and again, be very patient with it and let it flatten itself out before trying to lift it or remove it. Make sure you do use tweezers since the plastic is hot. And again, I'm going to place that onto my glass mat and press down with a clear block on top. And when that's cooled down, we can see the blue behind my snowflakes on top of the crystal clear plastic. Your smaller pieces will want to move around a little bit more, so it's really nice to have that pet tool to work with, and they heat up so much quicker than your larger pieces. Another fun way to create some embellishments for your cards and projects is to use a die cut, and you can stamp on it or leave it plain. So for this one, I'm going to use some white StazOn ink, and I'm just going to ink up part of this cling stamp. And then I can place the tag right onto the cling stamp and rub my finger over the top, and I can see that image being transferred onto the tag. And for this one, I'll shrink it up first, and then I can add my color when it's done shrinking. And again, I'll transfer it onto my glass mat and put my block over top and give that a little press to make sure it's flat. And holding it up to the die, you can see the difference in the size, but that image remains crisp and clear, and I have a perfect little tag to do some coloring and embellishing. And for the second tag, I'm just going to shrink this down, and I'm going to flip this over to show you that you don't have to touch it with tweezers, and then you can put your block on top to flatten it out. You can do your coloring after you've shrunk the plastic, and this will give you a little bit lighter look since it'll be the actual color instead of concentrated if you were to color it beforehand. And when you're done coloring, the alcohol inks remain translucent and your design really pops out. I hope you found these tips and tricks helpful when using our Stampin' Cut shrink sheets. It's really fun to customize your embellishments for your projects and cards. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and check the bell for future notifications of our quick tip videos.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.